Hey everybody, how's it going? It's Bonnie again, back with another video. So I have been saying that I'm going to make a video specific on how to do an emergency fund for seasonal workers, and so I'm finally going to make that video. I have noticed I don't have good service on my campsite where I'm at tonight, so this video probably won't get up till tomorrow, but I'm going to try to upload 2 videos on Saturday just to make up for that. So this video is being recorded on Friday. I am trying to get back to one today, but it's a little bit difficult on the road. So with that being said, let's get right into it. So most videos that talk about an emergency fund talk about how you want 3 to 6 months living expenses minimum, and that can be a little bit difficult for a seasonal worker because a lot of times things like your rent and your utilities, they are kind of like tied into your job, and they also are like dependent on your job, so it can be hard to figure out like how much will you need. So with everything I've been going through, I definitely feel like I have some good advice on this and just wanted to share my opinion. So for me, determining expenses was the big thing, and the way I did that was I asked myself realistically, okay, if this job does not work out in wherever you happen to be going, what are you going to do? And then from there, I can figure out how much money I need. So a lot of that is kind of a guessing game, and a lot of it's going to depend job by job. For example, if my job in Colorado hadn't worked out, I more than likely would have just moved in with a friend at that point. But with my job in Alaska, when that didn't work out, I decided to road trip. So it could definitely depend where you are, what you want to do kind of thing. So definitely keep that in mind and use that as kind of a guide. If you're like me and you think, well, if it doesn't work out, I want a road trip, make sure you have enough money for a vehicle, however much money you think you need for a vehicle, depending on what you're looking for. Um, your car insurance, gas money, money for when it breaks down, because as I've seen this week, it's gonna break down. It's not if, it's when. So that is what I've learned, is that's what you need to have money for. And again, how much you're gonna need is gonna be hugely dependent on what it is that you're trying to do, and how much do you want, 3 months? Do you want 6 months? Like things like that. So it varies hugely. For me, I had about $2,500 saved up, and that was like just barely enough with everything that I dealt with. So I would say, if you're looking to buy a vehicle and road trip, if that's what happens in your job and you need to get out, then that's probably about the amount you're going to need minimum. That also, again, depends on what kind of vehicle you're looking for, because if you like something really nice, then you're probably going to want more money. But it hugely depends on what you're going to do, so you just have to really think about it prior to even accepting a job, prior to leaving. Like, what are you going to do if it doesn't work out, and just plan accordingly. So that is pretty much what I've done, and then I wanted to talk a little bit about how to save that money, because that is a huge amount of money. Even if you're doing something different than me, you're still going to have a pretty decent amount of money that you have to save, because you're either going to need to, get a rent somewhere, maybe move in with somebody, maybe this requires flying somewhere or taking a bus or something. Like, there's going to be all kinds of expenses, so you do want to be prepared for that. The main thing is save as much as you can at your current job, especially if you're at a seasonal job, because most seasonal jobs do make it easier for you to save money. So just really work on saving money there. And also, if you don't have much money saved, you could also find a job that you have more confidence in. So for example, larger companies tend to, I feel like, are easier to get along with at times. And maybe if you have a friend, or if you have experience in a place, that kind of thing, a place that you feel more confident, like, okay, this has a better chance of working out. So those are the big factors you want to keep in mind. And I do think it's important. I don't think it gets talked about enough with seasonal workers, but we, just like everybody else, do need an emergency fund. Our emergency fund may be a little different because we're not, we don't have the basic bills like rent and utility. Like, they're not just like a given. If your job doesn't work out, now you've got to figure out, well, what are my bills? What am I doing? Like, so it is definitely different for seasonal workers, but it is still important that we have that, because if we don't and that job doesn't work out, as it's not like it wasn't just that one job in Alaska. Like, there are plenty of people who, for whatever reason, their seasonal job doesn't work out, and you don't want to be in a position where it didn't work out and now you have no money and you're like, well, what do I do? So just really keep that in mind when figuring out a seasonal job. Make sure to have something, even if you can't have, even if you budget it out and figure, oh, I need $500 and you can only get 300, that's still $300 to help you out in the event that that job doesn't work out. So I think that's just something that is important that we all keep in mind, especially if you're really looking into a seasonal job. Trying to get a view of where I'm at. It's wanting to get not not doing the lighting too well, but hanging out at a lake tonight. I'm not totally sure exactly where I'm at, but I'm at a lake. It's beautiful. It's a nice little woodsy area. My car's like basically right up there. You can't see it, but my car is really not that far behind me. Like, this is right off the interstate, but it's a beautiful little spot for the night, and I'm not sure where I'm going tomorrow, but it's gonna be a great day. And I hope you guys have a great day as well. And I am gonna do my best to make another video tomorrow and post 2 tomorrow to make up for the fact that this video is probably not getting online today. So I am trying. I am gonna get back to 1 a day. It's just gonna take a little bit of time, so just hang with me. I will talk to you guys again soon.